last Tuesday of May is celebrated as World Asthma Day for a very, very long time. The international organization called GINA, GINA, Global Initiative for Asthma, from 1998 onwards, is conducting this World Asthma Day all over the world on the same day. Every year it has got its own theme, and it is only to increase the awareness and to introduce systems in place so that the science can reach the people during this awareness program for their benefit. This year, like for the last 7 years, the theme is constant. You can control your own asthma. If the patients are empowered, if the people are empowered, well informed, and the subject is discussed well in the chambers of the doctors or in the institutions, by giving them some more time to these patients will help in having a better informed patient, well aware of the problems, to clear their myths and misconceptions, and to have a proper understanding of the disease process, and at the same time to institute the right type of therapy and with the right type of drugs and with the right type of devices. And we can give a lot of confidence to them that they can control their own asthma on the partnership basis. The patients, parents, family members, and the doctors, everybody should become partners in the progress for the health of either the child or the adult. So this is the commonest chronic disease in children. Bronchial asthma is the commonest chronic disease in children worldwide and in India also. It is more severe, more problematic in the West and advanced nations when compared to the developing countries like us, because of the sheer numbers in our country, almost 1.25 billion population, where the pediatric population is almost 45%. This prevalence and incidence of asthma is more in the children when compared to the adults, unlike the perceptions of the public and the society. Usually, asthma is considered as a disease of the adult, but if you see statistically, this asthma is more in children than the adults. 2/3 of asthmatic children, they overcome the problem as they grow into the age of adolescents and adults. Because they overgrow this asthma, 67% of them, they can control their asthma and then make it disappear. Only 1/3 continues to remain, and they suffer in the later years, that is the adults. That's why the common perception has to be clearly explained that this asthma is more common in children than in the adults. No doubt, as they grow, majority of them overcome the problem. And there is some specialities of pediatric asthma because it is very difficult to diagnose, because it is a clinical diagnosis. It is not based upon any investigations or equipments or tests. All tests are done only to rule out other conditions rather than confirm the condition of asthma. That's why the incidence and prevalence varies from region to region and the age to age. If you see in the Western population, almost 10 to 25% of the children suffer from asthma. 2 to 4 children in every classroom out of 10 will have their inhalers in their packet. If you see in our own country, metros suffer more of pediatric asthma when compared to the villages and the tribal regions and the forest areas. The Bangalore city is called as asthma city. The studies in Bangalore has given us information that nearly 25% of the school-going children suffer from asthma at one point of time or the other. 25% is a very big number. And at the same time, if you see temporarily over a time period, 30 years back we used to see hardly out of every 100 children in the OPD, 1 or 2 children we used to see asthmatics. 20 years back, 4 to 5 children out of 100 has been detected to have asthma. At this juncture, almost 10 to 15% of children in Hyderabad are having wheeze and asthmatic symptoms. Because the modalities of diagnosis, the advanced techniques of machines to detect asthma in young children below the age of 5 years is not available and not attempted to, we are unable to give the correct figures. Whereas adults, they can go for a test like spirometry. But for children only above the age of 6 plus only they can attempt spirometry and then know the status of the lungs of the airway obstruction. Below the age of 5 years, we don't have that availability of the machines and advanced techniques to detect at the earliest by machines, by equipment. That's why pediatricians always diagnose asthma clinically. How means whenever the child has got recurrent episodes of cough, breathlessness, wheeze, chest tightness, with a family background of asthma or allergies in the family, if they are nocturnal, night symptoms are more, seasonal, more in the winter and rainy season, and activity induced symptoms, whenever they run, jump about, laugh and cry, if the coughs are getting precipitated, we take it as one of the markers, exercise induced attacks. Whenever they get relief by bronchodilators in the form of either nebulization or inhaler, either salbutamol or terbutaline or levosalbutamol, that is one of the good bedside criteria without any equipment to say that this drug has reversed the bronchoconstriction, airway narrowness have been relieved by this drug. That also is one of the good diagnostic pointers. And if you know, some of them may tell that they may be, this is not suiting them, or whenever they go to the garden, whenever they go to the dust, whenever somebody is smoking, we get attacks, if triggers are known. Taking all this into consideration and by examination to see is there any allergic markers on the body like allergic skin, allergic conjunctivitis, allergic nose, and whenever we auscultate if there is any wheezing sounds or expression is prolonged and the shape of the chest is altered, by these criteria we diagnose asthma in children. It is purely a clinical diagnosis, not based upon any lab parameter. But once we diagnose, then the real challenges come into place. The parents and the family members goes into the shock whenever we tell that this child is having asthma. The word asthma itself is fearful, socially unacceptable. There will be a lot of denial, refusal, non-acceptance, because they think that asthma can occur only in the adults, not in the children. That's why they don't accept in the first instance. The second shock comes when we tell them that this is a chronic inflammatory disease. It needs long-term medication. The long-term medication can be given better by inhalation technique, by sending the medicine through the air into the airways in a minute amounts which you cannot see with your naked eye. The concept of that inhalation techniques has to be explained in detail. Then the next challenge comes that the long-term medication inhalers are steroid. Once the word steroid is used, there's a lot of perturbance, instability, mentally, emotionally. We have to tell them that these steroids are normally produced in our body daily by our adrenal glands in the tummy. Whatever we are giving are only a copy of the steroids which are produced in the body, that they are not foreign to the body. They are a component of hormone systems in our own body, which is being delivered to the tissues by our own glands. Then the next challenge comes that when my child overcomes this asthma, can we control them? Can we cure them? Definitely, this is one of the biggest challenges. No doubt, from scientific point of view, we can adequately control the asthma